What's up? Today I have taken the best player from every decade and put them all on the same team. Checking out our team, starting with the 60s, we have Bill Russell. For the 70s, we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. For the 80s, we have Magic Johnson. The 90s, we of course have Michael Jordan. The 2000s, we have Kobe Bryant. For the 2010s, we have LeBron James. And then lastly, for the 2020s, we have Giannis. In my opinion, he's doing the best so far in the 20s. He has an MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, as well as an NBA championship. But checking out our starting roster, we got Magic Johnson at point guard, MJ at shooting guard, LeBron at small forward, Giannis at power forward, and Kareem at center. Then we got Bill Russell and Kobe coming off the bench. Only reason they're on the bench is because, of course, we got Jordan at shooting guard and we got Kareem at center. Doesn't mean they're the worst players on this team, but that is our lineup. The rest of the team is a bunch of 40 overalls. They will not be playing during the season at all. It is literally just going to be our 7 best players from each decade. And we're going to see if this team can maybe go 82-0. I doubt that'll happen because I don't think it's possible inside of 2K22. But we'll see just how good they do. All right, we made it to the All-Star weekend. We got LeBron as one of the captains. I don't know if it's decade LeBron because current LeBron is still in the NBA. And yes, it is decade LeBron as the captain for Team LeBron. And joining LeBron on Team LeBron, we got Kareem and Magic as starters and Kobe and Giannis as reserves. Moving over to Team Luka, we got MJ starting for him and Bill Russell as a reserve. So every single player from this decade's team, all 7 of them, made the All-Star team, which is crazy. That is definitely a new record inside of 2K, definitely for our videos at least. And so far on the season, they have not taken a single L. So this 82-0 season might actually happen. Hopefully I did not just jinx that, but they're winning all of these games pretty easily. No team has even been close to them all this season. Fortunately, we don't have any winners for the All-Star competitions, but only a few weeks to go here. A few more games in the season. Are they actually about to go 82-0 the final week here? And no, oh my gosh, they lose to the Orlando Magic. Is this a joke? How did that happen? How did they lose to the Magic out of all teams? Wow, that is actually crazy. That is not the team I thought they were going to lose. 3 games left and they lose. Are they just not playing the starter? Like, they did play the starters. MVP does go to LeBron as well, averaging 22.9 points, 6.4 rebounds, 10.9 assists. Great season for him there. Evan Mobley gets Rookie of the Year. Kobe gets 6th Man of the Year. So despite being the 6th man, still making a huge impact on this team. Then we got Bill Russell as Defensive Player of the Year. He averaged a double-double with points and rebounds. Bam gets Most Improved. And of course, the coach of our Decades team gets Coach of the Year. 81-1, 1 off. So still so far in 2K22, no 82-0. We are so close. I think this might be the year that we actually get an 82-0 team. Checking out the All-NBA teams, we actually have 2 LeBrons on the first team. Of course, only 1 from the All-Decade team. On the second team, we have Magic Johnson. And on the third team, we have Giannis. So a lot of players are missing out on that from the team, which is a little surprising. I thought almost all these players would make it on there. All defensive team, we have Jordan, Giannis, LeBron, and Bill Russell. This is such a good defensive team. It'd be so hard to score on them. And on the second defensive team, we got nobody. That, of course, brings us to the playoffs. Of course, we know the record, 81-1. They are going to get the first seed in the East. I'm using the 64 Celtics jerseys and everything. So that's why they got the Celtics logo. But checking out the season stats, it was LeBron who scored the most on the team with 22.9. Michael Jordan right behind him. And Bill Russell was our lowest scorer with 10.6. Of course, all you really got to do is pull a bunch of boards. But Kareem actually had more boards than him. 12.4 boards for Kareem. For assists, we had LeBron and Magic both getting over 10 assists. Also, Kobe and Jordan both had a ton as well. Steals, it was Michael Jordan. Blocks, we had Bill Russell. It's actually crazy that Bill Russell got Defensive Player of the Year and he didn't even start for this team. He was the 7th man because Kobe was the 6th man. Oh my gosh, look at this 3-point percentage. This is such a bad shooting. So MJ and LeBron and Kobe all shot amazing from 3. Magic Johnson doing pretty good as well. And then Kareem and Bill Russell, I guess with the new NBA, they actually put up threes and they shot awful. But let's see how good this team did compared to the rest of the NBA. Let's see how much better they were. So, of course, they had the best record. Points per game, they had by far the most points per game, 13 points more than the Hawks, who were in second. And then points allowed, they only allowed 98.8. They allowed less than 100 points per game, and that gave them a differential of 35.5, nearly 30 higher than the second best team. They had the best field goal percentage. They didn't have the best three-point percentage. They were 7th in the NBA, which is impressive considering we have a few players that never even played with the three-point line. They had the 8th best free throw percentage, the most rebounds per game, by far the most assists per game, the most steals, the most blocks per game, and they actually had the least turnovers per game. And last thing I want to check out is their bench points, which isn't too high. I guess it was pretty much Kobe off the bench because Bill Russell didn't score a lot, so they're one of the worst teams for bench points. Let's go ahead, hop into the playoffs here, see who they're going to face off in the first round. The Brooklyn Nets are in the play-in tourney. What? How did the Brooklyn Nets not get the second seed or something? That makes no sense. But there we go. They're facing the Brooklyn Nets in the first round. Pretty much the hardest team to face off in the East. Let's see how they do. Let's go game number 1 here. There we go. Decades with the 1-0 lead. And they take a 2-0 lead. They take a 3-0 lead. And for game 4, I wanted to hop into the game just to see how much they beat the Nets by. And they're up 151 to 97. This thing isn't even close. Again, not allowing the team to get over 100 points. And they're up by 56. Also, it's weird seeing a lot of these players in Celtics jerseys, considering pretty much all of them have played for the Lakers. So moving into the second round, they are facing off against the Bucks. I wonder if any team will even close to them. Game number 1, it's a 1-0 lead, 2-0 lead, 3-0 lead. And the Bucks were actually a lot closer to getting a game on them. They're only up by 15 points right now. We got Bill Russell at the free throw line, and he cannot get that to go. Let's see if they can hold them under 100 points, though. Bucks, it's kind of their last shot. And Drew Holiday misses the jumper to hit 100 points. This might be the closest any team gets to beating them in a game, though. Other than that Magic loss in the regular season, still doesn't make sense. Michael Jordan is number 2 for some reason. A lot of the players' numbers are messed up here. Of course, with LeBron being 6, Bill Russell no longer is number 6. And Chris Middleton from 3. That's an awful release. And yet again, they hold the Bucks to under 100 points. Moving on to the conference finals, they're facing the Hawks, which is probably their weakest opponent so far. And in the West, Pelicans making the conference finals again against the Golden State Warriors. All right, so let's see if we can get another sweep here. Game 1 goes to the Decades. Game 2 to the Decades. Game 3 to the Decades. And game number 4 here, they are up by 62 points. Unfortunately, they could not hold the Hawks to under 100 points. They're up by 62, so who really cares? This is their biggest victory so far. There's like 50 against the Nets. I wonder if they'd be able to beat a team by 100 points. If they went all out for an entire game and faced the Detroit Pistons, that actually might be possible. And of course, they're in the NBA Finals now. They will be facing off against the Warriors. Game 1 goes to the Decade. Game 2 to the Decades. Game 3 to the Decades. And in game 4, again, the Decades. They're up by nearly 40 points right here. And out of all the teams, the Warriors so far have scored the most points on this Decades team. But they are going to win the NBA Finals. This team was just way too stacked. The best player from every decade. These are 7 of the greatest players in NBA history. And no current NBA team could really do anything. There's just no possible way. And Finals MVP goes to Giannis. Wow. Out of all the players on this team, you would say Giannis is the worst because he hasn't like cemented his career yet. But he gets Finals MVP. Maybe he's the greatest player of all time. 24 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, 8.8 assists. Great season for him. And yeah, this team is the best team we've made in 2K for a long time, losing 1 game throughout the entire season. There's one last thing I want to do with this team. And here we are. We got the team facing off against the Detroit Pistons. I just want to see if they can win by 100 points. And they cannot. I was wrong. They actually, the Pistons did pretty good. What'd they win by? They won by 50 points here. So they're halfway to 100. Maybe it's not possible for this team to win by 100 points. We'll try it one more time just in case here. I mean, the team really has to go on some crazy type of run and pretty much allow no scoring. And it's not looking like it is going to happen here. Nope. 35 point victory right here. So, you know, maybe I'm just wrong about the Pistons. Maybe they're better than I thought. Nonetheless, though, this team is unstoppable unless you are the Orlando Magic. Then you can somehow beat them. That's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. This has been your boy Smequle, and I'll see you next time. Peace.